good to be here. It's a good crowd too, and that's one thing about you can always count on here in Nye County and in Pahrump is you're going to have a Lincoln Day dinner that's well attended.
Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in Washington, what's going on in the state of Nevada.
Of course. The things that I think about the most, at least for the state of Nevada, of course, is this economy. We've got this Obama economy that is making it very, very difficult to create jobs. We've lost 10 million jobs in the last 5 years since this guy's been president, and they're gone forever. Gone forever. It's making it very, very difficult for small businesses to succeed around here. So that's one of the things that I really think about quite a bit. If you take a look, everybody's trying to convince us that this economy is growing and that we're out of the recession. There's a lot of people here in Nye County, a lot of people in the state of Nevada that you can't convince that we're out of this recession yet. If you take the bottom 50% of wage earners in this country right now, they have earned zero. Their growth has been zero the last 5 years. You take the top 50%, their growth has probably been around 3.5%, 4%. So if you put that average out there, they keep saying that our economy is growing by 2%. Factually, for most Americans, most Nevadans, most middle-class Nevadans, it's just not true. So we need to do better. We need to work hard, make sure that we put the right principles in place. We need an energy policy in place that will create jobs. We know tomorrow we can create 60,000 jobs if we'd put that pipeline, Keystone Pipeline, down the center of the country. We have some trade deals out there that Obama, frankly, is promoting that he can't even get the left in Congress to pass. The biggest growth we have in America today is exports. And if you can't get these trade deals done, you can't get these exports and create the kind of jobs we need here in this country. So there's a lot we can do. Comprehensive tax reform, things of that nature, things that really need to be done in Washington, D.C. But this Obama economy is very, very difficult right now. Keeps me awake at night. The second thing that does keeps me awake is this issue we have in rural Nevada right now. It's called sage grouse. I got this bird that's it's like the spotted owl now for Nevada. The United States Fish and Wildlife want 20 million acres of land now in Nevada. They want to take it for habitat restoration. They take this 20 million acres away from us, we're going to be in the same place. You talk to mining and the devastation it would have to mining, agriculture, cattlemen. It's not just Nevada that's worried about this. Of course, it's 10 other states. So there's things to worry about. Internet gambling, internet gaming is also another issue because of this White House, because of this president. They changed the law, which they should have gone through Congress first, but we know how this president is. He thinks he can change the laws himself. But needless to say, we have 16 states now that are trying to push internet gambling, which means that anybody with an iPad, iPhone, a desktop can now gamble from their homes. Why is someone in Southern California, San Diego, Pahrump, or why would anybody walk into a facility like this if you could do it in the basement of your own home? And once California passes internet gambling, and they allow this to happen, I think it'll be very, very devastating for the brick and mortar across this state, and the far implications. And so we have to do something in Washington, D.C. about that. Fix the Wire Act, reverse what this White House did, protect America, protect Nevada against the proliferation of gambling on your iPads, because it has no limits. You could be 15, 16 years old. Nobody's going to be able to tell who's doing the gambling on that particular iPad. And I think there's some real moral issues involved in it. So myself, Senator Reid, we're trying to reverse this decision made by the White House. Hopefully we'll get something done before the end of the year, because if we don't, we're going to have too many states that are too far in. And to give you an example, New Jersey's already passed internet gambling. Give you some statistics. 50,000 people signed up the first day to get into their internet gambling sites. 50,000 people. If you compare that to the Affordable Care Act, 400 people signed up. So it gives you an idea how popular internet gambling may and can become, and the impact it'll have on a state like Nevada, a city like Las Vegas, a town like this that have the brick and mortar, and we're trying to bring as many people in as possible. It's going to make it very, very difficult.
What's some of the other things that you think the state of Nevada can really focus on? I know that we've talked about solar energy before in the past,
right.
And do you really think that we're going in that direction now?
I'm all for alternative sources of energy here in this state. If you take a look at the intensity of the sunlight in this country, the most intense place in America today is between Tonopah and Las Vegas. And I've seen the maps. Obviously, it bleeds into Death Valley on the California side. It goes down into Arizona. But the most intense sunlight in the country is right here in southern Nevada. We should be taking advantage of that. It's a good, solid, renewable energy, and we're seeing a lot of investments in that here at this end of the state. Now, at the northern end, it's not necessarily so much sunlight that it is geothermal. And we have the best geothermal sites in the country in northern Nevada, and we should be taking advantage of that also. So this alternative energy effort, I think, is good. I think Nevada can benefit from it. A lot of investments, a lot of capital coming into the state because of it. But there's another thing the state could do, and that is this new drone program that they're talking about. Nevada is one of 6 states chosen for the research and development of the new drone program. I think that'll create 16 to 20,000 jobs here in Nevada. It comes with complications. Some of those complications being, of course, your personal liberties and how far we can take a drone program and how far it can go to what the far-flung influx may be with a drone that's flying around your neighborhood, and you can understand the complications with that. I sit on the Commerce Committee back in Washington, D.C. We have hearings on this issue. We talk about the fact that we don't want drones looking inside of people's windows and what's going to keep that from happening. So protecting civil liberties, at the same time, the technology advancements that are available out there, some of it's good. I know in Japan and China they've been using drones for 20 years for agriculture, spraying fertilizer, so on and so forth. So the police want to use it, the military wants to use it. There's some good applications. What we have to make sure is that we protect individual rights.
People can find out more about all these topics that you had, and also what the conservatives are doing, by going to your website.
Sure. You can go to heller.senate.gov, heller.senate.gov. You can contact me, hit the button, and send me an email if you have any questions or comments, concerns that you might have about what's going on in Washington, D.C. Please send us an email. This action back and forth, this is why I go to these Lincoln Day dinners, is to have these kind of conversations. But sometimes I spend, 4 or 5 days a week back in Washington, D.C., getting these emails, getting these letters, getting the faxes, whatever mode of, give me a call. For that matter, give my office a call, and we'll take it. I assure you that we'll answer any question or comments that do come into the office.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.